Hello everyone, my name is Asif Ali and I'm English language teacher. I teach English language, O-level English and IELTS. Today we are going to learn letter writing, which is a very important question in O-level English 1123. 1123 is the code of International Code of English Language O-level. So today we are going to learn letter writing, which is the first question of paper one. In O-level English language, there are two papers. Paper one is writing, while the paper two is reading. And in the writing, the first question is directed writing. And in that directed writing, sometimes the students have to write a letter. Sometimes the student has to write an account, sometimes a report, sometimes speech. So today we are going to discuss that how a student can write a letter in the task number one in paper one. So let's get started. First page is about my introduction, a little bit about me. My name is Asif Ali. I'm in English and TEFL from Australia. So today we're going to learn formal and informal letter. O-level English 1123. As earlier I have mentioned that 1123 is the international code for O-level English. All right. So how many types of or kinds of letter are there in English? So there are two types of letter, informal letter and a formal letter. What are the differences between an informal and a formal letter? Of course, if there are two different types of letter, formal letter and informal letter, then there must be some differences between both of them. So we're going to discuss the differences between formal and informal letter, basically what formal letter is and what informal letter. So the first difference between a formal and informal letter is a letter format. The second difference is the difference of tone. The tone of the writing is different in both letter. And then the language used in both of the letters. The language can be different, of course, while writing the formal or informal letter. So first, we are going to discuss the informal letter, that what are the tips to write a very good informal letter. And okay, one thing you have to keep in your mind that the discussion we're going to discuss about the informal and formal letter today will be about O-level English as per the requirement of O-level English language. It might be different from the journal letter that we normally write in our daily routine in our life. This specific letter, formal and informal letter, is for the student of O-level English, right? So let's discuss about informal letter today. So the informal letter, when do we write this kind of letter and whom do we write? Normally, who do we write these kind of informal letter? So the first thing comes into mind is we write informal letter to our friends or our family members. We can only be informal with our friends and family, not with the people, those who are, maybe unknown to us or those who we have only the business relation or connections. We cannot be informal with them. So the informal letters are always written to your friends or family members. The tone is normally informal in the informal letter. And sometimes a spoken language can be used in informal letter. All right, so let's discuss about the layout and information about the informal letter. This is basically the layout of an informal letter. So the first thing which you have to write in an informal letter is salutation. And the salutation is mostly given into the paper itself. If you see the question paper of O-level English, you would be instructed by the examiner that how you have to start the letter, like which is called salutation, like dear sir, dear madam, dear mom, dear brother. This would already be given into the question paper that how you have to start the letter. You don't need to worry that how you have to begin your letter, whether you have to write dear madam, dear sir, dear principal, dear sir. The examiner himself or herself would give you the startup that you have to start your letter with dear sir, dear Imran, Kamran, or whatever. So the first thing comes when you're writing an informal letter, dear, and then mom or any relation. If you're writing to your father, you would say, dear father. If you're writing to your friend, you would write the name of your friend, right? Then the opening line. How are you doing? Hope you will be fine. All right. So first thing in the opening will be greeting if you're writing an informal letter, while if you're writing a formal letter, you don't need to mention the greetings, hello, hi, because you have to be a bit formal with the person to whom you're writing you don't know much about. So this is informal letter. So in an informal letter, when you're writing to your friends or family members, so you can of course ask about their health. You can start with hi, how are you? Or hi, how are you doing? Hope you will be fine. And then you have to write the purpose of the letter. I am writing this letter to. And now here you see after the word to, you have to write the purpose of the letter, that why are you writing the letter. So first you have to write an informal letter. First you have to write the greet. First of all, the salutation, dear mom, dear brother, whatever, to whom you're writing. And then the opening line, which is, hi, how are you? I hope you will be fine. I'm writing this letter to, and then after that you have to write the purpose of the letter. The purpose of the letter will be given in the question paper itself. You don't need to worry that what would be the purpose of the letter you're writing. The purpose will be given in the question paper. All right, and then comes body, right? As you might already know that when you're writing a letter, whether it is informal or a formal letter, first step is the salutation and then the opening line, and then you have to write 2 or 3 paragraphs in the body. But when it comes of writing a letter in O level, you have to write 3 paragraphs in the body. And you know what? What is easy for you, the examiner will himself or herself give you 3 points to discuss. Examiner will give you in the question paper 3 points, and you have to discuss those 3 points in 3 different paragraphs, right? And those 3 paragraphs will be your body. Body, 3 paragraphs discussing 3 points given by the examiner, okay? You have to discuss each point in different paragraphs. Examiner always gives 3 points in the question paper, and you have to discuss those 3 points in 3 different paragraphs. So one is the opening paragraph, and 3 paragraphs, the 3 points given by the examiner. So altogether now these are the 4 paragraphs. And then comes the closing line. Now there could be 3 different closing line, that depends on you, and depends on the letter, that what letter demands you to write the closing line. But there are 3 possible closing line. You can choose any one of them. One is looking forward to hearing from you soon. That means you're waiting for the answer. Waiting for your kind reply. This could also be the closing line. I will be thankful if, and now if you have to write the reason that why will you be thankful. I will be thankful if you accept my gift. I will be thankful if you come and attend my birthday party. So that depends that why you would be thankful for. And then comes the closing. That was a closing line, and this is the closing word. With love, best regards, best wishes, take care, write soon. These kind of 2 words suggest you to write best regards or best wishes when you're writing an informal letter. And then you have to write the signing off. The signing off would be your name. When you're writing an informal letter, you only have to write your name. You don't need to write, you don't need to put your signature, because it's an informal letter, only your name, and would be preferable to write only the first name. So closing line, best regards, best wishes, take care, or anything. And then signing off, you have to write your name. And below your name, don't forget to write the date. And you have to write the date in this format, not like 12.11.2020-21 or whatever. You have to write the date in this way, 12, comma, and then whatever the month is, short form, November, NOV, hyphen, and 2020, all right? So this is basically the layout of an informal letter. You can just keep in your mind, these are the steps that you have to follow. These are the requirements of O-level letter writing when you're writing the informal letter. Now let's discuss the formal letter. All right. So the formal letter. So who do we basically write the formal letter, or who do we write the formal letter to? We write the formal letter to the business world. When you're writing a letter to the business world, maybe you're writing a letter to your principal, maybe you're writing the letter to your senior and officers, or maybe you're writing the letter to the principal of some universities, or schools, or colleges to inquire some information. So when you're writing a letter, of if living in Pakistan, mostly you happen to write a letter to the director of K-Electric for unscheduled load shedding, or maybe water board uh, authority to write a letter for the irregular supply of water. So these are the types of the letter normally you happen to write, and this is called a formal letter because this is business world outside of your relatives and your friends. When you're writing, that becomes the formal letter. Here, what you have to take care about, there are different kinds of formal letter. When it comes of a formal letter, what could be the categories of the formal letter? It could be a complaint letter when you make complaint. As earlier I've mentioned that if you have irregular water supply, you might happen to write a letter to the board authority. And if you have unscheduled load shedding, frequent load shedding in your area, you might happen to write a letter to the K Electric authorities or concerned department. And then comes of invitation letter when you're inviting a guest to talk, or when you're inviting some guest to come and attend some party at your home or something. When you're inviting someone for any reason, so the invitation letter comes. That is another category of the letter which falls under the formal letter. These are all the branches of the formal letter, keep in your mind. And then letter of application when you're applying for a job, or if you're a student, maybe you're writing an application for some leaves, holidays, or maybe you're writing an application to your principal for half day sort of letter. And then comes thank you letter when you're thanking people's hard work, or you're thanking people for any reasons. That comes a thank you letter. And then apology letter when you're apologizing for something that you have done, something wrong, and now you're apologizing for that. Soon you will realize that was a mistake from your side, and then you're apologizing. That becomes an apology letter. And then comes a resignation letter when you're resigning from your job. And then comes a permission letter when you're asking or giving someone the permission. So these are the different categories which fall under the formal letter. Now let's discuss the layout of a formal letter. Now this layout, you will find some differences, not entirely changed, because since this is the part of O-level letter writing. So of course, again here, 3 points would be given by the examiner to discuss in 3 different paragraphs. But yes, you would find a little difference. As I've earlier mentioned, in the beginning, I've mentioned that in the difference between the formal and informal letters, the difference of tone and difference of languages. So what different would you find here? You have to be more civilized, more formal in the formal letter. Okay, so the first thing comes is salutation. Again, dear sir, dear principal, anything that is given in the rubrics. Now, the rubrics means the instructions. Anything which is given into the question paper, any instruction which is given into the paper, that whom you're writing the letter to. Mostly the formal letters are written to the principal, police officer, in O-level English, police officers or principals or head teachers. All right, so dear principal, and then opening line. Now here in the formal letter, you don't have to ask the health of someone. Hello, how are you? I hope you will be fine. I'm also here. I'm also fine here. No, this is a formal letter. You're not writing to your friend or family. So you have to be very formal. So here you have to stick to the topic directly. So the first line of your opening line of your letter would be, I am writing this letter to, and then you have to write the purpose of the letter. And the purpose of the letter would be given in the question paper. Okay, you don't need to worry about it. After that, you have to leave one line. All right, paragraphing. I'm sorry, I forgot to mention the paragraphing is very important. The opening paragraph, 3 line, 2 line, and then 1 line. You have to leave 1 line, and then the second paragraph. Second paragraph, then leave 1 line, and then the third paragraph. After each paragraph, you must leave 1 line. All right, now 3 paragraphs discussing 3 points given by the examiner. Be it a formal letter or be it an informal letter. 3 points must be given there by the examiner that you have to discuss in 3 different paragraphs. So 3 points will be given into the paper, which you have to discuss in 3 different paragraphs. Okay. So altogether now there are 4 paragraphs. One is the opening paragraph, then 3 paragraphs with 3 points given by the examiner. Now here comes the closing line or the closing sentence, which could be, I'm looking forward to hearing from you soon, which could be seeing from you soon, or which could be, I will be thankful if, then you can write the reason that why would you be thankful, and then leave one line, and then the closing. The closing here you can write yours sincerely if you know the person to whom you're writing. This is now very, very important where students make mistake. They don't know where they have to write yours sincerely, where they have to write yours faithfully, or yours truly. Now, this is very important. Please note it down. If you know the person's name, then you would write yours sincerely. If you don't know the person's name, you would simply write yours faithfully, yours truly. Below that, you have to put your signature, and below the signature, you have to write your name, full name, and below your name, you have to write the date. As I've earlier mentioned, that this should be the format of writing the date. All right. So this was all about the formal and informal letter. Now I'm going to show you the sample of the question, that what kind of the question comes in O-level English, especially the letter writing questions. So this is the sample, and I have taken this sample from the past papers so that it could be very clear for all of you that what type of the question normally comes in O-level English. So the question itself is divided into 4 parts, okay? The first part is situation. In the first part, the examiner always gives you the situation upon which you have to write. See, the situation over here is, your friend recently asked you to deliver an item of value to a relative. Unfortunately, this item was lost during the journey. You need to explain this in a letter to your friend. Now, this is the situation. For example, you were going abroad to some country. Let's say you were going to Australia. And when you were going to Australia, one of your friends came to visit you, and he has given you an important item to deliver it to his cousin or his friend or his relative. And unfortunately, during your journey, you have lost it. You have lost it somewhere. And now you have to write a letter to your friend, and you have to explain him that where have you lost it. And the second part is instruction. Here, the examiner gives you instruction. Write your letter. You must include the following. And then the examiner gives you 3 content points, which you have to discuss in 3 different paragraphs. And in last, there is a suggestions given for the candidates to follow, which is cover all 3 points above in detail. You should make your letter polite and apologetic. Start your letter with dear and the name of the person to whom you're writing, and remember to provide a suitable ending. So this type of the question comes in the question paper of O-level English. So I hope everyone understood. I hope I have explained it in such a detail that it would not be now difficult for you to understand and write formal or an informal letter. Thank you very much.